Nevermore Project, Day 5. And what a day it's been. I got up very early, at the crack of not yet dawn, in order to start with Project Rebel 11, which, I must note, was a remarkably intricate operation. When we got back to toxicology and the skin grafting, all the reports were positive, so we started the guest on the Rebel 11 process. It required quite a bit of surgical work, again with very little anesthetic, and unfortunately it wasn't yet dawn, so all the anesthetic we tried, c'est la vie, right? I don't know what French is for c'est la incredible searing pain, so we'll go with c'est la vie. Anyway, so we implanted all of the wiring, all of the computer subnodes, the subdermal servos. Everything looked fairly good. We had to go in and partially lobotomize the back of the brain, but that's only because we had to fit in the computer core. Rebel 11 doesn't work without the guiding module. And after all that work, and then putting our guest in the field, in order to see if the Rebel 11 software was worth what we paid for it, it turns out that it really wasn't. In fact, it was complete shite. And I could have told them my science senses are never wrong, and I knew that this particular project was probably doomed to failure. But they went over my head. TechWeps decided that this latest prospect was exactly what they needed. And if this was exactly what they needed, then all the money that they have spent on Rebel 11 was a complete waste. They should have just gotten 1,000 coffee makers. It would have been more useful. And they would have all died of caffeine poisoning. Which, by my take, would actually be better than leaving them loose to work. Our sub-guest ended up tweeting in the middle of an assassination assignment. Tweeting, yes. They left him on the web. We spent all this time and effort trying to keep him off the grid, and then they go and empower him to jump right back on it. Brilliant. From what I understand, half of TechWeb's been sacked, and the other half, well, I don't know, maybe we'll have some new subjects to play with next week. Alright, so that's enough of the Rebel 11 nonsense. We got our guest back. His body had grossly rejected the implants. There was significant damage across his entire body. And frankly, if he wasn't already mostly dead, he would have ended up coming back to us all dead. Bloody waste of time. No sooner did we get him put back together and wrapped up, then that Dems woman came back for another visit. Bloody hell, that dragon woman. On her way in yesterday, she caused some sort of hallucination or vision, or her skin exudes LSD like some kind of tree frog. I bloody well don't know. But it propagated through touch. Now 2 of my best researchers have transferred out of OSW, effective immediately. Something about not knowing they were torturing people or whatnot. Bleeding heart idiots. We're doing valid scientific research here. We're not running a bloody day spa. At least I can content myself with the fact that Commander, Captain, whatever, Humboldt missed his appointment today for meeting. Something about giant golden golem monsters stomping around the world and him having to go be a big damned hero. Whatever. Hoorah and all that. Military nonsense. We'll just be here, arming them. They can go off and soak themselves in testosterone, as long as they stay out of my way. And in this case, he did, so I suppose I shouldn't complain. Looks like I'm actually going to bring this one in under 5 minutes, which is excellent. This does give me the opportunity to give a personal thank you to Grand Inquisitor Oiti for restoring my full privileges and giving me back my title of lead researcher. I was not aware that I had lost it until I tried to make a minor cosmetic alteration to last night's audio log, and came to find out that I could not. Not that I realized that until it had already published. I would like to note that when I said I was going to alter the trail so that it didn't lead back to me, that was just purely to facilitate investigation on the matter. Certainly not to cover up guilt. Glad we have that settled. Miss Oiti. Brilliant, beautiful woman. End log.